Peace. Happy now. Now is the vibe rates. The rate at which we're vibing. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Not about to go in Citibank either. Just right now. I want to speak on the Chaga mushroom. Matter of fact, I recently just came across which the universe been kind of besides the psychedelic mushroom, of course, with the psilocybin in it, but like basically mushrooms for consumption for for health purposes. Matter of fact, consumption teas, whatever. And matter of fact, I'm not about to make this no big video about all kind of mushrooms. I'm just talking about the Chaga mushroom. Matter of fact, and how it correlates with melanin also. Because matter of fact, like honestly, since when I came across the Chaga mushroom, this is like the first time, I ain't gonna say ever, but the first time I could really think of where somebody's been upfront about like the melanin content in some type of food. You know what I'm saying? Like normally they try their best to use some type of word other than melanin. You know what I'm saying? Like whether they use DNA or some type of broad name, but they like gonna stay away from using the word melanin. Not to say that melanin is exactly your DNA, but just kind of for a frame of reference. But the Chaga mushroom, let's go in this book right quick. Matter of fact, book Healing Mushrooms. Matter of fact, actually got this from the Brethren Tarot. Matter of fact, that's him on the back. But matter of fact, and this spot is actually if you're in Venice, this spot is actually on Abbot Kinney. It's a nice little mushroom spot from elixirs, or mushroom teas by itself, coffees mixed with the mushrooms, mushroom chocolate. They got the dark chocolate with all 10 different types of mushrooms in it. So you should really probably check it out. But matter of fact, and appreciate the brethren for gifting me this book also as well. But I'm gonna show it's basically like the now I'm not familiar again, that's why I'm not making this. I'm not so much of a science guy, but I pick up on things quick, so I'm just just showing. Because say for instance, I don't know what the exactly ORIC values, what is actually like counting, but in essence, it is determining the level of like I say, how strong of an antioxidant these different fruits or vegetables are. What you're seeing, like matter of fact, you see like acai. Acai is known for detoxifying and being an antioxidant, but the Chaga mushroom, it just prevails over that. Matter of fact, then they have a dual extract, and when you do extract the Chaga, is even more. Matter of fact, when you dual extract, that's like for sure one of the most detoxifying I'm trying to find the right word, like foods, whatever. I was thinking of foods, plants, supplements, something I was trying to think of. But, it's one of the most detoxifying foods or things that you consume. And briefly, matter of fact, the single richest source of antioxidants found in nature, and also contains more antioxidant superoxide dismutase, or SOD. Slow that down. It contains more antioxidant superoxide dismutase, or SOD, zinc, and melanin than any other single natural source. And matter of fact, I gotta give a shout out to the brethren because he actually mentioned it in here. And like I say, like nobody be trying to, in which I'm not apologizing or explaining myself on a level like that, but just speaking, you know what I'm saying? But like nobody's trying to praise melanin on a level to knock somebody else. It's just more of like, man, this information is constantly getting suppressed. It's constantly being lied about. You know what I'm saying? They constantly, still taking, dead bodies and taking the organs and doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's still like, kind of still one of them things that, a lot of scientists and people dealing with. Because matter of fact, I even gave a shout out to Terrence McKenna on one video where Terrence McKenna was speaking on, which I think I got some of that right here on my next part, because I'm gonna talk a little on melanin also. But Terrence McKenna brought up like with DMT and your pineal gland and how it deals with melanin, you know, and things of this nature. So, you know, some of the how I say the lightly melanated brethren and sister, or the brethren and sister that may lack the skin melanin but may have the neuromelanin, you know, some of them be keeping it righteous about the information, and kudos to that, you know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, and really that's funny that I'm bringing it up, because I just came across a video I was dealing with Gerald Massey. I know I'm right. With Gerald Massey, matter of fact, that's the Brethren Bobby Hemmett boy, you know, Gerald Massey, Rudolph Steiner. go check out them books there. But yeah, back Brethren Bobby. But Gerald Massey also was like that, where he was you know, white brethren that kept it real about, you know, about Egypt, and about it being, you know, melanated people, and about how you know, like some other white people being like delusional with their supremacy, things of this nature. You know, he basically just like, I forgot, and a roster brethren said, I don't know if it was the brethren John Brown, or but somebody said he, like on a philosophical level, he was like the brethren, the other white brethren who helped out the slaves, who was an abolitionist heavy, like, you know what I'm saying, during the slavery time, but kind of like that same type of energy. But back to where I was at, you know what I'm saying, it's just good that this type of information is being shared, you know, and it should be shared more, you know what I'm saying, because too, like I always say, is neuromelanin the most important melanin, and you know, the skin melanin is deceptive over, like, you know, what somebody may be, like, oh, I'm black, or I'm this and that. It's like, you know what I'm saying, neuromelanin is really what you want to look at, you know what I'm saying, because that's what really brings the connection in essence. Now, of course, more of it, you know, makes it different, but, you know, it's more the neuromelanin. Now, also about the chaga, though, the chaga grows on leafy trees, and basically it grows on ash trees and maple trees, but like it's also found on birch trees. As a matter of fact, the chaga that comes from birch trees is known to be the most nutrient dense. And what I find that's, you know, synchronicity, no coincidence, that before I even knew about the chaga mushroom that much, I came across some birch tree water in the store. Matter of fact, I think it's made by name, got the brand name. And as I'm bringing up these names and all this, none of this was for me, none of this, I'm just, you know, just talking on different products, things of this nature. But the birch tree is very nutrient dense as well. Let's say that's what is kind of like a double combination with the birch tree and the chaga mushroom, but also the birch trees actually produce a water. So birch trees are known for producing a nutrient-dense water as well. So, matter of fact, you could take I saw people on YouTube, like they go to a birch tree and like they stick like something in it and just like some type of, you know, like a straw type of thing, and just let it leak out into a type of container, and then come back to it the next day. But basically, the birch tree has nutrient-dense water that you could get from it. So the combination, you know, of your chaga mushroom being from a birch tree is very, you know, nutritional. And then two, what was cool, the birch tree water that I saw in the store actually had chaga added to it. Matter of fact, and that was the first time ever too that I seen like a simple little drink, especially like a drink that's like, you know, more watery, have such a high level of if I'm not mistaken, it was manganese. It's basically like 300% of your daily value of manganese within this water. And I'm like, dang, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a high level, you know, so that's very important, because again, you know, the antioxidants is stopping the body from oxidizing, stopping the cells from degenerating, you know what I'm saying? So it's very important. That's why you feel fresh and why your brain feel like it's firing off, you know, on point when you're eating healthy, is because, you know, it has that the proper electricity, the proper light, the proper water, you know what I'm saying, flowing through it, you know what I'm saying? So that helps the situation. But definitely look into the chaga mushroom. Matter of fact, let's see how I can do this. I'm gonna do this at the end of the video. I want to show you another want to show you elixir that I've been using and drinking that works wonders. Has been doing good for me. And what's funny is I hope I don't cause no type of inner beef or whatever, because actually I met both of the brethren who made the Healing Mushroom book, and a brethren who actually does the Black Magic product. And matter of fact, the brethren who does the Black Magic product used to work for the brethren who has the Four Sigmatic. So, you know, a little insider right there. But definitely something that basically opens you up. And again, too, decalcifying that pineal gland, you know what I'm saying? Because your pineal gland is a melanin center, you know what I'm saying? The substantia nigra, you know what I'm saying? So you need that, you know, the good flow of antioxidants or melanin in that case, you know what I'm saying, to help the health of the pineal. But briefly, I want to kind of speak on melanin, and by speaking on it, kind of show you the importance of something like a chaga mushroom that carries melanin, or anything that is very antioxidant. Because again, antioxidants in most cases are cleaning out your melanin, you know, regardless. You know, as a matter of fact, cleaning out your DNA. But basically, you're dealing with melanocytes, and matter of fact, each melanocyte controls 36 to 40 cells. So another thing to think about how important that melanocyte is. You know, like 36 to 40 cells is depending on this one melanocyte to function right. As above, so below. You know, one melanocyte thrown off, then 36 to 40 other cells is thrown off. You know, sounds like the world today. Melanocytes are basically melanin producing neural crests that basically derive cells located. All right, I'm sorry. And that's why I don't like reading too much verbatim, but I like to give the, you know, straight up information, like what I, you know, from the sources I got them from. Melanocytes basically are melanin producing neural crests that are located in the bottom layer of the skin's epidermis. As a matter of fact, let's see. And it's also located in the middle layer of the ear. In the middle layer of the eye, the inner ear, meninges, bones, and the heart. And the meninges are the three membranes that envelope the brain and the spinal cord, or basically the chakras in essence. So you can see the meninges in the spinal cord, dealing with that energy. So again, you're seeing like the melanin, the melanocytes. As a matter of fact, how the melanocytes, you know, controls 36 to 40 other cells. So if that melanocyte is being harmed by some harmful foods or some harmful Wi-Fi radiation, or, you know, cortisol from stress at the job, or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying, then it's going to cause 36 to other 40, you know, cells to mess up. And I'm just speaking on one melanocyte, because you don't have just one melanocyte in your body, you got a bunch of them. So, you know, so if you mess up 100 melanocytes, let's see, you're messing up like 400 cells, you know, and then it just goes up higher and higher. So you see too the importance of you know, keeping your melanin healthy in essence, basically, you know, because that's the thing. Like a lot of healthy foods and the antioxidants, you know, in most cases will be melanin. Like looking at the chaga mushroom, but you know, it's very nutrient dense. And nutrient dense, you know, or anything that has like that antioxidant. And matter of fact, that's what I want to speak on too. And I'm sorry for kind of going off on a tangent. But like the how oxidation too, like how it I want to get into other things too that oxidize. So like, say for instance, oxidizing is basically like making some age. And you think about iron when it oxidizes, it rusts, and how rust look all messed up. And you know, like, of course, asterisk by that, if you're an artist and stuff like that, you can see the beauty in things aging, of course. But you know, just speaking on the situation of how, say for instance, how we try to keep our body healthy, and we don't want to, you know, we don't want to purposely walk around looking old. Like, we'll embrace it when we start looking old, but we're not trying to look old right now, you know. But basically, you know, the oxidation, dealing with iron, with the rust. As a matter of fact, blood is like that too, because when it gets exposed to iron, to oxygen, it turns red. Matter of fact, I thought about other things too, like your herb, you know, when it oxidizes, you know, it loses potency. So a lot of things, you know, when it oxidizes, you know, it loses potency, or, you know, it's being harmed by oxidation. And that's why you got to deal with the antioxidants, you know. But that's basically it. Yep. Just looking at a few. Cause I was thinking I did a video about this a while back. I think I did a video with chrysocolla and malachite. I talked about copper stones and how it correlates with your melanin. Go check out that video right there, because I think I get into tyrosinase and melanosomes and copper, and basically it's two showing how, you know, how the copper is in the melanosomes and the tyrosinase, and basically why it's showing like why it's good to work with copper to connect with the ancestors. And if the ancestors too is going back within our DNA and within us, then it makes sense, you know what I'm saying? But the chaga mushroom, man, definitely go look into it and check it out. And I'm not no health expert. I'm not no, you know, and I'm not saying this to be derogatory of Dr. Sebi or anybody who, you know, but I'm not those brethren. So I'm just speaking, you know, from intuitively, and to what I used it and felt my pineal open, and, you know, haven't had any side effects or anything of that nature, you know. I mean, it's organic, but, you know, I'm speaking to the electric food police, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the people.
So, I'm sorry to interrupt, but you think you can move so you can lock up the chairs?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So, blessings, y'all. I'm about to move out the way, and I just want to show y'all this right quick. Oh, wait.
Just, that's fine. Just let me lock over here. Lock over here, and that's it.
Black magic.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, no problem, my brother, no problem. Yeah. It's funny though. It's all it's the second time in this area. Y'all done caught one of my other videos. The same thing happened to me another time. But on the leaving note, black magic. Oh wait, can't be no little bug. Yep, I gotta do this while I do the video. Basically, a piece of paper flew. See though, the realness, man, low takes. You know, I could have been like, wish that would have been crazy to be like 17 minutes in, and then because a piece of paper flew, because that guy, you know, needed to work right here, to just like, all right, well, let me just, you know, not do the whole video. It's like, nah. I'm a high vibrational being, you know, but I am on a human experience, so I could get away with doing some human things every now and then, you know, as long as I don't let my heart get too heavy. And I know where I'm at with it. But anyway, you know, the black magic, bro, is pretty good. Wild chaga mushroom. Matter of fact, and it has like a little root beer type of taste to it. You take it in shots. As a matter of fact, it is dual extracted, so very, very, you know, alkalizing. It says skin sexifying, but also pineal gland activator. So they letting you know what I'm saying, what time it is. Not like the little alchemy and stuff, like they even speak on it. Like talk about like ingredients, instead of saying ingredients, it says alchemy. See that? The only thing I would say that probably, you know, a lot of people don't like the stevia or stevia, you know what I'm saying? But you know, it works pretty good for me. But you definitely want to check into it. Matter of fact, and again, it's brewed in Venice, so you know it is something that's home to this particular area. But I can honestly say, like, after my first day of matter of fact, y'all probably see the difference in, you know, me doing my videos, and if you haven't, you will see. But like, I've just been like having energy, you know, sleeping where I'm feeling light. Like, matter of fact, like this morning, I didn't even really sleep long, but didn't feel sluggish. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is just like, I just feel like light, like just literally, man, I'm shining, like, and not, you know, egotistical, you know, like just figuratively, literally speaking, you know, on a spiritual level, you know. But definitely something to look into, man. The chaga mushroom. And then just mushrooms, the other mushrooms in general too. You got lion's mane and reishi and cordyceps. You know, there's different ones, you know, that got different characteristics of healing, you know. So that's definitely something. Matter of fact, shiitake and maitake. I know I'm probably saying them wrong, but y'all know which ones I'm talking about. But they all have their own healing properties, so definitely want to check into that. Because again, I never really. As a matter of fact, that's another important thing about this as well. Like, this not only is chaga mushroom, because I don't know if y'all seen the ingredients list, or if I held it up long enough, but it also has dandelion root and burdock root in it. It's like, bruh, they coming with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only thing that's missing is like alfalfa, I would say, probably. Yep, alfalfa and maybe red clover. You know, to just really just make it a party. You know what I'm saying? But matter of fact, to really make it a party, if you would add, you see, and not to be, because which if I did come up with something, you know, I would, of course, kind of keep in my own little thing, you know. Can't make no type of like special elixir or things of that nature if you market it and put it on blast. But a lot of things are meant to share, though, of course. But I was just thinking, like, to myself, like, all right, you got the dandelion root, burdock root, and chaga mushroom. And if you were to add, what I was thinking, I forgot that fast. Oh, alfalfa, red clover, and I thought about adding what was the other one? I forgot that fast. Oh, ginkgo biloba and gotu kola. Like, if you would add that to that mix, I think that would really be the limit. Like, that would be closer to the limitless pill, if you're looking, quote unquote, you know, the limitless pill, or the stuff that Lucid was on. You know, not that Lucid. Not that Lucid. But definitely, man. So, you know, and again, when I reference these things, to disclaimer to the health police that get in the comments and like, oh, you know, well, that got stevia in it, or this, that, you know, I understand that I am presenting this, you know, just from my own little quick research. You know, some of y'all, you know, may have your own studies with this product. You know, y'all may have used it and y'all know that it doesn't work for you, or whatever the case may be. Or, you know, or you dealt with chaga and it doesn't work for you, whatever the case may be. I used it and it works for me. You know, and that's what we getting into, being authentic and what works for you. You know what so-and-so say in the video is good, you know. Yeah, it may be good and healthy, but it may not be what's best for you, or, you know, taking so much of it may not be best for you, whatever the, you know, the case may be on all our different things. Because like, and I don't know, and I'm about to always drop a little bit of some type of, but we all different, you know, as far as the uniqueness on our spiritual growth. You know, some of us may need to sleep 2 hours, some of us may need 10, some of us may need 5, some of us need to eat 3 times a day, some of us could almost fast 3 days and only eat once every 3 days. You know, some of us work fast, and if you told that person that worked fast to work slow, they would just basically like become, you know, obsolete. Or if you told a person that works slow to move fast, then they would, you know, be obsolete and, you know, be out of place. You know, we're all unique, you know, on that level. So to each his own. But because I just know how I get. I done saw my comments before when I talk about health stuff, and it's like either somebody's trying to show how much they know more than me, which I don't really care because I'm not. That's what's funny. Like I'm not, when I'm making these videos, I'm not saying I'm the authority on none of this. That's your matter of fact. That's your ego looking at me, saying, "Look at him say all this information. He must think he know it all," you know. And so you get under my comments like, let me show him that he don't know it all. Hey, did you know that this and this is better than Chaga mushroom? You know, like just an example of how things be going. But I love you regardless. I love y'all. Even if you do that, I still love you. You know what I'm saying? Because to each his own. We're on different parts of our growth. You know. So it is what it is. But blessings, y'all. Peace. Happy now. Now is the vibe rates. We're not going too far in the future. And we're not going too far in the past. Right now. Now is the vibe rate. Right now. Look around. What you doing right now? Not what you gotta do tomorrow. Not what you did yesterday. What you doing right now?